Unit 4, Passive Microwave Components. So first we will see the introduction of microwave components. So any electrical network consists of several passive and active components along with a length of transmission line to connect them and pass the signal from one terminal to other. The effect of inductance and capacitance of low frequency network is understood at high frequency by terminating a transmission line with open or short. So because at high frequencies the equivalent circuit of inductor, capacitor and resistor, at high frequency the inductor, capacitor, resistor acts as either series resonant circuit or parallel resonant circuit rather than pure inductor, capacitor and resistor. So other useful passive components are attenuator, directional coupler, phase shifter, hybrid junction and ferrite devices like isolator and circulators. So microwave network and components are normally designed by a number of ports through which a power entering and leaving the microwave network. Hence, a microwave device which has only one input arm but no output arm is called one port network. Example of one port network are terminating network with a matched load or short. Similarly, a microwave device which has only one input arm and one output arm are called two port network. Example of two port are phase shifter, attenuator, isolator, etc. Similarly, the couplers and T's are the networks or junctions having three or more ports. So, the waveguide elements and components which are passive constant elements which do not have any active source of power. Now, why to use S parameter? So, the scattering parameters are being used to describe a microwave devices rather than conventional ZY or hybrid parameter for the reasons no equipment easily exists to measure total voltage and current at port of the network over a high band of frequencies. It is hard to get a short and open circuit, and active devices such as a tunnel diode and power transistors usually will not be stable for short or open circuit. So S parameters are used to describe the basic characteristic of 3 and 4 port network. The important characterization parameters of couplers and hybrids are isolation, coupling and directivity. So waveguide T's means waveguide junction are used in microwave technology when power in waveguide needs to be split or some extracted. There there are a number of different types of waveguide junction that can be used, each type having different properties. The different types of waveguide junction affect the energy contained within the waveguide in different ways. When selecting a waveguide junction, it balances between performance and cost need to be made, and therefore an understanding of the different types of waveguide junction is useful. So there are number of different types of waveguide junctions. The major types are H type T junction, E type T junction, magic T waveguide junction and hybrid ring waveguide junction. So first is E-type, or we can say E-plane T junction. So it is also called as an E-type T junction because the junction arm, that is the top of the T, extends from the main waveguide in the same direction as E field, and it is characterized by the fact that the output of this form of waveguide junction are 180 degree out of phase with each other. So here diagram waveguide E-type junction is given. Basically it has three port 1, port 2 and port 3. The T type, that is T where it extends, it is port 3 and it is E arm or side arm. The basic construction of the waveguide junction. The basic construction of the waveguide junction shows the three-port waveguide device. Although it may be assumed that the input is the single port and the two output are those on the top section of the T, actually any port can be used as an input, the other two being output. So the magnetic field is omitted from the diagram here for the simplicity. The electric field is considered. It can be seen from the electric field that way. When it approaches the T junction itself, the electric field lines becomes distorted and bent. They split so that the positive end of the line remains with the top side of the right hand section in the diagram, but the negative end of the field lines remain with the top side of the left hand section. So in this way, the signals appearing at either section of the T are out of phase. So these phase relationships are preserved if signals enter from either of the other parts. So it is an intersection of three waveguide in the form of alphabet T. Suppose here the T shape is the port 3 and remaining two are port 1 and 2. Then port 1 and 2 are collinear arms and port 3 is called as E arm, which is along the broader dimensions of waveguide. The T junction, which is above, is a simple 3-port network which can be used for power division or power combining. So when the dominant mode, that is TE10, is made to propagate through port 3, the output port 1 and 2 will be the same amplitude but phase shifted by 180 degrees with respect to each other. This 180-degree phase shift is occurring between port 1 and port 2 due to the changes in electric field lines direction. The E-plane T is symmetrical about the central arm. Similarly, the power coming out from port 3 is proportional to the difference between the powers entering from port 1 and port 2. When power entering from port 1 and port 2 are in phase opposition, then maximum power comes out of port 3. Next is H type. So this type of waveguide junction is called as a H type T junction because the long axis of the main top of the T arm is parallel to the plane of the magnitude lines of the force in the waveguide, and it is characterized by the fact that the two output from the top of the T section in the waveguide are in phase with each other. So it is a waveguide T in which the axis of its side arm is shunting the E bar field or parallel to the H bar field of main guide. H plane T is formed by cutting a rectangular slot along the width of the main guide and attaching another waveguide, that is side arm, called as H arm. If the input is applied at a port 3, then the wave will split equally in magnitude and phase into port 1 and port 2. Reversely, if two input signals are fed into port 1 and 2 of the collinear arm, the output at the port 3 will additive of two input signals. So the waveguide junction operate. The diagram shows the electric field lines. The electric field lines shown using the traditional notation. So a cross indicate a line coming out of the screen, whereas a dot indicate an electric field line is going into the screen. And it can be seen from the diagram that the signals at all ports are in phase. Although it is easiest to consider the signal entering from the lower section of the T, any port can actually be used. The phase relationship are preserved whatever entry port is used. Next is magic tea. So the magic tea is the combination of the H type and E type junction. The most common application of this type of junction is as the mixer section or the microwave radar receivers. The diagram beside gives a simplified version of the magic tea waveguide junction with its 4 ports. So diagram for this is given here. So we can say this magic tea as a hybrid tea also. The collinear arms are the side arms, while the other two arms are called as E arm or series and H arm in shunt. So there is no coupling in hybrid tea because H arms are crossed polarized or are out of phase. The power coming from the H arm is equally divided in phase in the two side arms. Similarly, the power coming from the E arm is equally divided in side arms but are out of phase. The magic tea is the combination of E and H plane tea. When power is fed through port 1 and 2, the power gets added in H arm whereas the power gets subtracted from the E arm. This magic tea is necessary because of getting a completely matched 3-port T junction. The 4-port magic T junction combines the power dividing properties of both H plane and E plane. So working is for E plane to look at the operation of the magic tea waveguide junction. Take the example of when a signal is applied into E plane arm, a signal injected into the E plane port will also be divided equally between the ports 1 and 2, but it will be 180 degree out of phase, and H plane, a signal injected into H plane port will be divided equally between port 1 and 2 and will be in phase. But there are some disadvantages of the magic tea. That one of the disadvantage of magic tea waveguide junction are that the reflections arise from the impedance mismatches that naturally occur within it, and these reflections not only give rise to a power loss, the reflections can be reduced by using a matching technique. There are some applications of the magic tea. The magic tea has many applications like measurement of impedance, magic tea as a duplexer, and magic tea as a mixer. So we can there are some explanation also for these applications. So first is the measurement of impedance. So measurement of impedance, first application. The magic tee can be used in the form of bridge, and the microwave source is being connected in arm and null detector in arm 4. So the impedance which is to be measured is connected in arm 2 and standard variable known as impedance in 1. So by using the properties magic tee, the power from the source A3 is equally divided between the two arms. So the equally divided power between unknown impedance and standard variable impedance is A by square root of 2, and these known and unknown impedance are not equal to characteristic impedance Z0, and thus there will be reflections from arms 1 and 2. Then second application, magic tee as a duplexer. So the antenna which is placed at the E arm and or we can say port 4 and port 3 of magic tee is being terminated with matched load. At the time of transmission, half of the power arrives at the antenna from where it is beamed into the space, and other half power arrive at the matched load where it is absorbed without reflection. No transmitter power arrive at the receiver because port 1 and 2 are completely isolated at the time of reception and transmission. So next is magic tee as a mixer. The magic tee is also used as a mixer in microwave receiver. In mixer, the signal and local isolators are fed into E and H arms. The magic tee has also other applications like microwave discriminator, microwave bridge, etc. So the next part we will see related to ferrite in the next lecture. Thank you.